Good evening, friends. Welcome to the con call, and we have con call topic: technical market outlook and stock picks. Friends, we have seen the strong momentum just before the exit poll, and market has rallied by around 1,000 points that time. But from last couple of days, it has been consolidating in a range. Just before the exit poll, the Nifty made low near to 11,108, and recently it made the new lifetime high near to 12,100 zone. From last 13 trading sessions, the index has been moving in between 11,761 to 12,100 levels. It has been witnessing buying interest near to the lower band of its trading range, but at the same time, follow-up is missing beyond 12,000 zone. However, the overall trend of the market is positive till we hold above 11,600, 550 zone on the positional point of view, and on immediate basis till it holds above 11,761 zone, we are witnessing buying interest only on decline in the market. So today also the market has taken support at the lower band near to 11,820, and it witnessed a strong recovery from the lower levels, and we believe that such kind of support could continue to provide the buying interest in the market. So we have seen the strong momentum, and after that the market has been consolidating in a range from last 13 trading session in between 11,761 to 12,100 zone. So now till it holds above 11,761 level, we are expecting market to head towards the upper band of the trading range, which comes near to 12,100 levels. So those who are looking for immediate point of view, the trading range for the market is likely to be between 11,761 to 12,100 level. But those who are looking for positional point of view for a couple of weeks to couple of months, till it holds above 11,600, 550 zone, we are expecting it to head towards 12,100 and then a fresh leg of rally towards 12,250 to 12,400 levels. So till these important levels are respected, overall bias for the index could continue to be with positive in the market. Talking about the volatility index, at the time of election outcome, the volatility index was near to 30.18, and post the election outcome, the volatility index fell down sharply, and now VIX is hovering below 14 levels. The volatility index, which was near to 30.18, now near to 14 zone, quoting near to its 9 months low level. So we have seen a sharp decline of more than 60-65% in the volatility index, and volatility and market is negative correlation. So lower volatility also indicates the decline could be both, but at the same time also indicating that limited swing could be there in the market. So because of the lower volatility, the limited range bound bias could continue, and as it has been respecting to support of 11,761, so trend could remain intact for the short term point of view, and as it respecting to its support of 11,600, 550, the medium term trend could remain positive in the market. So short term as well as the medium trend for the market is positive till these levels are respected, and the lower volatility could continue to keep a range bound bias in the market. Now if I talk about the options database, we have seen call writing at 12,000 strike. We have seen call writing at 12,000 strike, and because of the call writing, the option writers are not allowing the market to move much on higher side. Talking about the data setup, on the option front, the call writers are there at 12,000. Because of that, market is not surpassing much above significant those zone. But at the same time, put writers are intact at 11,800, 700, and that's why the supports are coming. So the derivatives data setup also indicates the same kind of support and resistance which technical parameter shows. So as per the derivatives data also, we are expecting a broader trading range in between 11,750 to 12,100, 12,250 levels. Talking about the Bank Nifty index, just couple of days back, Bank Nifty made a new lifetime high near to 31,780 zone, and it has been struggling near to those levels just after the election outcome. But as it failed to surpass the same, it witnessed some decline, and recently it corrected to us 30,600 zone. And the interesting part is that from last 3 to 4 weeks, the Bank Nifty has been witnessing buying interest near to 30,600 zone. And today also it has exactly taken support near to the same and bounced by around 400 points. So till it holds about 30,600 zone, we are expecting positive to range bound bias in the Bank Nifty for an up move to us 31,300 and then 31,500 to 700 kind of level. So our suggestion is till Bank Nifty holds about 30,600 zone, short term bias could remain positive to range bound. Similarly, till Nifty holds above 11,761, short term bias could remain positive for up move towards 12,040, 12,100. And on positional point of view, if Bank Nifty breaks 30,250, then only the immediate setup could change in the market. Otherwise, the positive to range bias could continue in market going forward. Now talking about the sector-wise, we have seen positive bias in selective counter, and especially the FMCG stocks have seen the up move. Nifty FMCG index has been consolidating in a range, but buying interest is clearly visible. It has been respecting to its multiple support of 29,500, and because of that, we may see some positive bias in selective FMCG space and FMCG stock. So in FMCG, we have positive recommendation on Bata India, Dabur, Marico, Hindustan Unilever can do well. So stock specific action in FMCG pack is likely to be there, and we are expecting further 5 to 7% on 10 to 12% movement in the Bata India going forward. The stock has recently formed double bottom and has been surpassing its falling supply trend line on the weekly scale, and because of that, some smart up move could be seen in the Bata India. The stock has support near to 1380, 1385, while on upside we are expecting it to move towards 1480 to 1500 kind of level. Apart from that, we have seen buying interest in FMCG counter. Dabur has been holding well. So 400 is the support till it holds above 400. We are expecting it to rally towards 425, 433 kind of level. Now talking about the private bank, however, we have seen some decline in the Bank Nifty index as it fell to surpass 31,750 and corrected towards 30,600 zone. But it has exactly taken support at 30,600 that is working well from last 4 weeks. So till 30,600 is expected, we are again expecting it to head towards 31,300 and 31,500, 600 kind of zone. So in private bank, we have more positive view on the ICICI Bank, Axis Bank and HDFC Bank. First talking about HDFC Bank, the stock has been making high rise, high lows on the weekly scale. However, it's a heavyweight counter, so less momentum is visible. But till it holds above 2380 kind of marks, we are expecting it to extend its move towards 2500 zone. Similarly, in the Axis Bank, we believe that now Axis Bank is likely to be the outperformer in the private bank. The stock has been making high rise, high lows from last 4 or 5 weeks. Even after the decline of 100, 200 points in the Nifty or Bank Nifty index, this stock is continuously respecting to its support zone, and supports are gradually rising in this stock. So till it holds above 805, 807, we are expecting Axis Bank to head towards 880, 900 kind of level. So as for the price setup, we are more positive on Axis Bank in private bank. And if someone talk about ICICI Bank, we see positive to range bound bias. 400 is the support. Upside it can attempt to us 444, 450 zone. HDFC Bank is also the counter which can witness some buying interest. So in private bank, we have more positive bias on Axis Bank, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. And as already discussed in FMCG pack, we have more positive on the Bata India, Dabur, and these stocks could add some buying interest to lead the market towards 12,100 and higher levels. Talking about the metal counter, after a long time now, metal stocks are witnessing some sort of buying interest. And here we would prefer to go long on Tata Steel. However, the medium-term trend is range bound, but short-term bottom process has been formed in this stock. So Tata Steel has support near to 480. Upside, we may see an up move towards 430 to 435, which is around 5 to 6% on the higher side. But again, one has to understand that medium-term trend of the metal stocks are negative or range bound. So don't go with aggressive position. So those who are interested to build the portfolio can go with selective private bank, can go with FMCG, can add 1 or 2 metal counter, can go with consumer names. Talking about the many counter which have seen sharp selling pressure in recent, in last couple of trading session, our suggestion is better to avoid. We have seen sharp selling pressure in Jet Airways, Diwan Housing Finance, Yes Bank, India Bull Housing Finance, and many other this ADAZ or Adani's or the high beta counter which are continuously making lower top, lower bottom. So our suggestion is better to avoid such name, be with good quality counters. These heavyweights are likely to provide safety as well as handsome return in the market. And as I mentioned, till Nifty holds above 11,600, 550 zone, no need to worry about the overall market outlook. It is likely to be positive to range bound as volatility is lower. So the slow and steady move could be there in the market. Now talking about the pharma counter, we are not liking pharma counter. Most of the pharma stocks are making lower top, lower bottom. So better to avoid such stocks. We may see some more selling pressure. In NBFC counter, if someone is to go long, better to go with Bajaj Finance. This is the only stock which is showing some sign of strength and making higher top, higher bottom. Bajaj Finance till it holds about 3450 zone. We are expecting a fresh leg of rally which may take it to 3700 kind of level. As I mentioned in FMCG counter about Bata and Dabur. One can also look at the Titan. Titan is also one of the counter which is making high tops, high bottom. And now till it holds about 1230 40 zone, we are expecting 1350 kind of level. So this is the market where better to be with stock specific. And one may ask that even we are holding near to 12,000, many companies have seen selling pressure. So suggestion is better to reduce the position in such name. Don't go with the averaging. The principle of the market is once the stock is falling down, better to avoid. If stock once get tripped, hardly gets recovered. So we always believe the Dow theory. We always believe the relative strength. The stock which is likely to move are likely to move on higher side. So buy on strength and sell in the weakness. What we believe is likely to work in such kind of market sentiment. Talking about the IT counter, comparatively we have positive on the selective IT counter, especially if I talk about the TCS and Infosys. However, these stocks have seen the movement of 5 to 6% from lower levels in just 1 or 2 weeks. So wait for some decline. TCS, which is quoting near to 20 to 50, if it comes near to 20 and 50 kind of level, one can definitely look for an upward towards 2350 kind of level. Similarly, Infosys has been moving in between 700 to 770 zone. So whenever it goes near to 700, somehow it witnesses buying interest. So if it witnesses any decline of 1.5%, then grab the opportunity to buy Infosys with support of 700 for an upward towards 777, 780 zone. So I have discussed about the market view. I already discussed about the Bank Nifty, India VIX. And again, I want to add one more thing that in such kind of market, options are likely to do well. However, we are talking more about technical, but as we are positive to range bound bias. So either go with selective heavyweights, outperformer counter, or go with the index, or can go with the option strategy. That is the only way where you can have some positive alpha in the market. Now, talking about the global factor, we have seen some volatile cues from the US and Dow. However, these global indices are continuously underperforming. But what we believe that now the key factor for our market is upcoming budget, corporate earnings, and positive news from the monsoons. However, we have seen some better number from IIP and the CPI. So I think that can hold the market. GDP forecast, and any comment from finance minister regards to budget, all are likely to have the impact on the Indian market going forward. But what we believe, slow and steady, if Nifty manages to hold such kind of level, market may start the budget pre-budget rally, which usually happens in the market. Because of the monsoons, monsoon-related stocks could be on focus. However, in recent, we have seen underperformance in the auto counter. Stocks like Maruti, Hero Moto, Bajaj Auto have seen selling pressure. So this entire sector has got stuck in a range. And what we believe, if someone has to pick, then better to pick Hero Moto or Maruti. Maruti, which has been underperforming from last couple of days or couple of weeks, if it comes near to 6700, 6650, then one can definitely accumulate for a support of 6300 for an up move towards 7300, 7400 kind of level. So our suggestion is better to go with stock specific. We have discussed many good quality names which are showing the sign of strength, and I think the good strategy is better to be with these names, and these stocks have potential to outperform the market and comparatively likely to provide the positive alpha with comparatively higher safety in the market. Now, talking about the other factor, we have to look at the price movement of the crude, stability in the USD INR. So such factors are also likely to affect the Indian market as of now. But the major event or major trigger is likely to be the Indian budget, which is going to be there from the Modi 2.0 government. So again, I repeat, till it Nifty holds over 11,600, 550 zone, the medium term outlook is positive. Till Bank Nifty holds 30,250, the medium term trend is likely to be positive. On stock wise, we have positive view on Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Bajaj Finance, Titan, Bata India, Dabur, a couple of auto names, and our suggestion is better to be with such counter. Thanks. That's from our side. Now I'm open for any Q&A, and I'll reply if any sector, stock, or index related query if someone has.
You can answer.
Okay, I'll explain. Right. So I'm getting couple of queries. Okay, someone asked about Yes Bank. Uh, Already I mentioned that better to be with outperformer. The stock which have gone into the bear grip are likely to be under pressure. Yes Bank is continuously making lower top, lower bottom formation, and recently it has broken the major support of 133, which used to be its multiple year high. So it has broken 133 zone. So now till it remains below the same, we are expecting further weakness. Stock can even go to us 105 to 100 level. So our suggestion is, if someone is taken from the fundamental point of view, one can even wait for some consolidation. But if someone is taken for the trading point of view, suggestion is better to get out, because once that, we always believe the trend is your friend, and once the trend got bent, better to exit. When you are in doubt, better to get out. That is a simple process of the market. So those who have taken from the technical point of view, for trading point of view, our suggestion is better to exit. Now till it doesn't surpass above 135, 140 zone, the weakness of counter could continue, while on the downside, the stock has potential to even go towards 100, 500 levels. Yeah, someone asked about the infra counter, especially on the LNT. So I would like to mention that we have positive view on the Larsen and Toubro. I forget to mention here when I was talking about selective private FMCG and selective auto counter. We have positive view on the LNT. Just before the election outcome, the stock has given a classical breakout from its Poland flag pattern. This breakout is happening after a long time on the monthly, weekly, and daily scale. So now the till it holds above 1450, we are expecting it to rally to a 1600, 1650 kind of level. Yeah, in fact, we have recommended a buy trade on LNT in our monthly report. We are expecting a movement of 8 to 10% in next couple of weeks. So we have positive on LNT. One can accumulate here. Apart from LNT, we have positive on the Siemens and Cummins India. These stocks have seen positive price pattern with built up of long position in derivatives per se, and good rollover activity also indicates that positive setup could drive these stocks. So we have positive on the LNT. One can continue to be on long side or can accumulate for the next leg of rally, and I think this counter has potential to outperform the broader market. I got a question about UPL. However, overall trend for the UPL is positive, but we have seen some decline in last two trading sessions. So what I believe, till it holds about 950 zone, 950, 960, overall trend setup is positive. Upside, we are expecting 1040, 1080 kind of level. So overall setup for UPL is positive. One can accumulate on the decline. In fact, the major trend of the stock is positive. The stock is continuously making higher tops, higher bottom. Someone asked about the HCL Tech. As I mentioned that we have a positive view on TCS and Infosys. HCL Tech is also positive. One can also add the name of Wipro, which has potential to outperform and trading near to its lifetime high territory. Wipro is right now trading near to 300 zone. It has support near to 288, while on upside we are looking for 318, 325 kind of level. So HCL Tech is also a good counter. It has support near to 1070, but I think Wipro has potential to outperform in line with the TCS and other counter. Someone asked about the Tata Motors. Again, I'll repeat here, this counter is continuously making lower top, lower bottom, and every small dip bounce is being sold in the counter. So we are not much comfortable here in Tata Motors. However, stock has already seen the selling pressure. So our suggestion is, if someone is taken from the technical point of view, try to exit if its stock comes near to 177 to 180 level. While on the downside, it is support near to 162. So either if it goes below 162, better to exit, because in that scenario it can go to 150, 145. Otherwise, try to exit once it comes near to 177, 180, because medium term trend of the stock is negative and it started to form lower top, lower bottom, and stock witnesses selling pressure whenever it gets the buying interest or bounce back move. Already I have discussed about the Yes Bank. As I said, till it remains below 133 zone, the stock has potential to even go down towards 100, 500 level. And our suggestion is better you switch your position to Axis Bank or HDFC Bank, and these stocks are having more potential to provide the return rather than looking at the Yes Bank right now. Talking about the GAIL India, recently we have seen corporate action in the counter. However, overall trend is range bound. The stock is having multiple support near to 300. I am talking about post this corporate action number. So 300 is the support. So if it manages to hold 300, then we may see some bounce towards 330, 335. But comparatively, we are having only range bound bias. If someone has to look at the oil and gas companies or petroleum companies, then one can go with the Reliance Industry. If it comes near to 1300 zone, one can grab it, because multiple times we have seen buying interest emerging to 1300 zone. So if it comes near to 1300, one can definitely look for an up move towards 1370, 1318 zone, and that is a trading band, and recently it is turning from the lower band of the trading range. And what I believe, if market has to move towards 12,000 plus kind of level, the Reliance has to participate to cheer the Nifty index. Someone asked about Steel Authority. As I mentioned, the metal stocks are bottoming out. I also discussed about Tata Steel, so that is having more potential to outperform the market. Steel Authority also may see some buying interest. The stock is having support near to 47, while on upside it can attempt to us 57, 56 kind of level. But suggestion is play the trading range. We are not expecting significant jump or significant return in such counter. Someone asked about budget counter. We already discussed. One can look at the L&T Siemens. One can look at the Titan Bata. One can look at Axis Bank. One can also add the Reliance Industry. And I think these stocks are likely to outperform. UPL also can be added from the fertilizer point of view. Hindalco, talking about Hindalco, stocks have bottomed out and Hindalco has support near to 190. So timing, we are expecting it to bounce towards 212, 250 level. And again, I'll repeat, when we are talking about the metal counter, we are just talking about bounce back move. So don't get stuck here, just play the trading bias, trading range of this counter. HDFC Bank, yes, we are very positive. We have already discussed about the same. Axis Bank is having support near to 2350. We are expecting it to bounce to us new lifetime high territory of 2550, 2600 level. So one can definitely look at HDFC Bank and also can add HDFC Limited. After the consolidation of last 4 or 5 trading session, it has taken support near to 2165.70. So because of that, the stock has potential to head to us 2280 to 2300 kind of level. So someone talking about Venki, I'll avoid to comment on the same because that is not in coverage. SBI, State Bank of India now is having multiple support near to 333 zone. Earlier the stock was finding hurdle near to 333 and just near to the election outcome result, the stock headed towards 364, and now the 333, which earlier used to be the hurdle, is now likely to act as a support. So any kind of position can be protected with support stop loss of 333, and this stock has potential to move towards 365, 375 zone. So in private bank, in PSU bank, we are more positive on SBI with support stop loss of 330 to 330 levels. Talking about the Coal India, the stock has seen the strong momentum in last 2-3 weeks, but from last 4-5 days it got stuck in a range. Usually the stock has nature of moving in a range. So 245 is the support. Those who are holding the position or interested to take the position can put support of 245 for an up move to us 260 or 270. But again, frankly speaking, this stock is having the nature of range bound bias. Talking about the Tata Power, again, we are not much positive on the counter. It's likely to be in a range. It has support or trading range in between 60 to 70, and I believe it's likely to be in between 60 to 70 going forward. Someone asked about Tech Mahindra. As I mentioned, we have more positive view on TCS, Wipro, SCL Tech in IT counter. But Tech Mahindra, if someone has taken the position, 720 is the support, while on upside resistance comes near to 780. Again, a range bound bias in this counter. Stellite Technology, I'll avoid to comment, but if I talk about the technical point of view, trend is clearly negative. Continuously, the stock is making lower top, lower bottom. However, recently we have seen jump. So if someone has taken the position, our request is better to follow the stop loss of 170 to 173. If it goes below the same, better to exit. And we are not advising this counter to aid for the fresh long position, because it is continuously making lower top, lower bottom. It has fallen sharply from higher level. So short-term trend for the counter is negative, better to avoid. Someone is talking about granules. Again, we don't have much positive view on the granules India. The stock is continuously falling down from last 10, 12 trading session. So it can slip towards 95, 92. So one has to again look at 95, 92 levels to understand the sentiment of the counter. But suggestion is better to avoid this name. ICICI Lombard, our suggestion is better to go with HDFC Life. We have quite positive view and we are expecting a move of around 8 to 10% from current level. Those who are looking for investment point of view can definitely go with HDFC Life. We have positive view from fundamental as well as on technical point of view. And I believe the entire sector is likely to do well if someone has to look from 6 months to 2 years point of view. So technically, from immediate as well as the positional point of view, we have positive view on HDFC Life. Talking about RBL Bank, uh, see, we have seen a sharp selling pressure in RBL Bank in last 4 trading session, and here I see the stock has nature of moving in a range. Whenever it moves beyond 680, 715 zone, it witnesses buying interest. So witness selling pressure from higher levels. I'll try to find support near to 615 to 600 zone. So our suggestion is if it comes near to 615, 600 level, then try to accumulate the counter for an up move towards 680, 700 zone. So 600 to 700 is the trading range. If it comes near to lower band of the trading range, then one can accumulate RBL. But again, one has to understand the counter is having the nature of moving in a range and it moves very slow and steady. L&T Finance, someone asking about L&T Finance. We are not much positive on most of the NBFC counter, but very positive on Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finance already has seen the strong momentum and still the stock has potential to outperform the entire market. We have seen negative price pattern in most of the NBFC counter, whether you talk about Shriram Transport, M&M Finance, Indiabulls Housing Finance. Talking about L&T Finance, first better to avoid, but if someone is interested to take, put support near to 115 for an up move to us 130, 132 kind of level. Rico Auto, I'll avoid. We don't have coverage on the same. Talking about Hindustan Petroleum, we are positive on oil marketing companies. HPCL is making high tops, high bottoms zone. It has support near to 295. So if someone is interested to take position, put support of 295 and look for an up move to us 320 to 325 zone. And recently, the stock is all set for surpassing its falling supply trend line. So some positive surge could be seen in HPCL and similar kind of positive price action could be seen in BPCL. But one has to understand that volatility in the crude price is likely to affect the price movement of oil marketing company. So as of now, positive price setup indicates some up move could be seen, but one has to look and track the oil price, crude price to understand the more sense on the counter. V-Guard, talking about the V-Guard, the stock has recently given a breakout, and I believe this breakout is likely to add fresh momentum. And I think someone asked very good question on the V-Guard. The way stock has recovered well from the lower levels, and it is forming a pole and flag pattern. Now till it holds above 225 levels, we are expecting further 7 to 10% movement, which will take it to 265 to 270 level. So I think as per the technical setup, we are quite gung-ho and bullish on the V-Guard, expecting 7 to 8% movement if it manages to hold the recent support and positive price pattern. Hindustan Unilever, we have positive bias on Hindustan Unilever. Just couple of days back, we picked the counter near to 1700 zone. Now it is hovering near to lifetime high territory. Overall setup is positive, but if you get the decline, that will provide the better risk reward ratio. The stock has support near to 1785 to 1800. So whenever you see decline of 2.5-3% near to 1800 zone, grab this counter for an up move to us 1900, 1920. And if someone is also looking for long-term point of view, definitely can add Hindustan Unilever and Dabur for an up move to us 7 to 10% in next couple of weeks to couple of months. Bandhan Bank, as I mentioned, better to be with selective counter in private bank. Talking about Bandhan Bank, we have already seen the strong momentum, but now the pause in positive momentum is clearly visible. So I think some decline could be seen, which may take it to us 512, 520, 515 kind of zone. So some sort of decline could be seen in the Bandhan Bank. So if comes near to the support zone, then only try to give the opportunity. But as of now, we are more positive view on the heavyweights counter, like Axis Bank or ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank, and expecting stability with positive bias on such counter. Next question is on Yes Bank. Already I replied. Till it remains below 133 zone, the stock has potential to further decline to us 105 level. So our suggestion is better to avoid, try to reduce, don't leverage the position. But if you have taken from fundamental point of view, then you can just hop. Nifty Bank, already I mentioned and given the range, till it holds about 30,600 zone. On immediate point of view, for the weekly point of view, we have potential to hit to us 30,313 and 30,500 zone. If 30,600 is broken, then only the short-term trend could be negated, which may take it to 30,250 level. So on medium-term point of view, till it holds 30,250, we have positive to range-bound bias. For short-term point of view, till it holds about 30,600, we may see some positive or up move in the counter. Today also, we traded on the negative bias in the morning with the support of 30,600 And when it came near to 30,600, we clearly mentioned that this is the major support, and because of that, we may see some up move, and we have captured the strong or descent momentum of Bank Nifty in last half an hour or 2 hours of the trading session by trading in 30,800, 30,900 call. And we believe that 30,600 is likely to act as a major support, which may take it to 30,300, 13 and 30,500 levels. Talking about escorts, however, whenever we see good monsoon, the escorts and other auto counter witnesses buying interest. But the problem is the stock already has seen some selling pressure from higher levels. And after a long time, the auto number are not much impressive. And because of that, entire sector is not working well. So it's a highly volatile counter. I'll look at entire support near to 550 zone. So if someone has already taken the position or interested to take the position, keep the major support near to 550. While if manages to surpass 600, then only I can understand for an upward towards 635. So here, if someone has to take a trading ideas, then trade only if it moves beyond 600 zone, because in that scenario only the technical parameter will indicate on the buy side. So if it moves above 600 zone, then only some buying interest could emerge to us 630, 635. Otherwise, the stock has potential to head towards the lower band of the support near to 550 levels. Balkrishna Industry, see, we have coverage on C8. Balkrishna Industry, usually we avoid, but as you ask, so looking at the chart, if it breaks 745, better to exit in positions, because the stock is developing a negative price pattern. If it goes below 745 and holds below the same, then a decline of 5 to 10% cannot be ruled out. So below 745, the stock has even potential to go down to us 700 and 675. So those who are holding the position, please keep this 745 zone in mind and try to exit if the level is broken. While on upside, if it moves above 850, then only the short-term stability. But again, we are not much positive on auto ancillaries and auto counter. Better to avoid, because clearly the underperformance and lower top, lower bottom formation is visible in such counters. Talking about Eicher Motor, again, the auto companies are not doing well, but already Eicher Motor has declined sharply from high levels. So if someone is interested to take position right now, our suggestion is put support stop loss near to 19,000 and wait for a bounce towards 21,500. So limited range bound bias could be seen in the counter, but not expecting major return in this company as of now. PTC India, talking about PTC India, the trend is continuously negative, and I see a development of negative or bearish head and shoulder, where neckline comes near to 65 level. So if 65 is broken in the counter, you may see a level of 52 to 50 level. So if 65 is broken, our request is better to exit, because the formation of negative head and shoulder can take it to down by 10 to 15% going forward. Similar kind of scenario is visible in PFS. Someone asked about Sun TV. Our suggestion is better to avoid. We have seen selling pressure in most of the media companies, and in fact the build-up of shorts and lower top, lower bottom clearly indicates that weakness could continue. So as of now, however, some swing could be there towards 560, but if the major support of 510 is broken, then the stock has potential to even go towards 480, 475. So already it has seen some decline from high levels because of some consolidation could be there. If someone is only looking for 3-4 days point of view, then can play the bounce back move. But if someone is looking for positional, better to avoid the media name. I already replied about L&T. We are expecting positive momentum. IndusInd Bank, I'll say better to avoid. The negative price pattern can take it to 1440 kind of level. Someone asked about Rail Vikas Nigam Limited. So I think Rail Vikas Nigam Limited has recently came with IPO. The stock is having multiple support near to 23 zone. So 22 half, 23 is the support. And I think slow and steady, the stock has potential to head towards 30 and 32 kind of level. So one can look at RNVL. But recently it came with IPO, but till it holds the support zone, we have potential to move on higher side in such counter. Better to avoid SpiceJet and Jet Airways. We are more positive view on the Indigo. If airlines has to perform, then Jet Airways will perform. This Indigo will perform, while Jet Airways and Spice will be under performance. Indigo, we have positive stance. Overall, we are expecting 1750, 1770 kind of level. But one has to remember that some volatile move could be there. It is support near to 1600, while upside we are expecting 1750 kind of level. So better to we better not to discuss about Jet Airways, better to focus more about Indigo, which has potential to outperform. Talking about ONGC, yes, trend is positive to range bound, but limited upside could be there. Recently, the stock has formed double bottom near to 135, 140 zone. And I think slow and steady, the stock has potential to head towards 180 zone. But a very low beta counter, very less momentum could be there in ONGC. I'm getting queries about idea. Better to avoid. Let it go down only. The stock is continuously making lower top, lower bottom on the monthly, daily, and the weekly scale. So I think the underperformance could continue to be on underperformance. Don't ask any query related to ARCOM, ADAG counters, Jet Airways, Yes Bank, DHFL, a counter like Idea. I think most of these counters are likely to be under pressure. Already I've given very good name or quality stocks which are having positive price setup with good fundamental. Our suggestion is better to be with such counter because in market the aim is to make the profit by riding the trend. We don't want to be brave to catch the falling knife. That is the entire concept of the technical. So better not to discuss about such name. Better to avoid about Manpasand as well. Someone asked about Jubilant Food. The volatile swings could be there. But yes, I think if it comes near to 1280, 1275, one can accumulate on the long side of the Jubilant Food. Someone asked about Bank of India. Already I discussed and replied, better to be with the State Bank of India, which is having support near to 333. Talking about Bank of India, it is finding multiple hurdle near to 100 zone. So till 100 level is not surpassed, the stock could be under pressure or even its potential to go down towards 80 levels. So better to avoid other PSU bank. Only be with State Bank of India or second priority can be Indian Bank or Bank of Baroda. Talking about Bharat Forge, guys, we are not much positive on auto ancillaries as of now. Bharat Forge is continuously making lower top, lower bottom. Trend is negative. Stock has gone into the bear radar. However, from last couple of weeks, it is respecting to a support of 450. So if someone is interested to take the long position, put the support of 446, 450 in mind. But again, upside is also restricted to 485 to 500 levels. I'm getting so many queries regarding graphite, English. Many people are claiming that they don't understand English, but if I start talking in Hindi, then again there will be problem those who are from South and other region. So again, if someone is interested to discuss about Hindi language, I can say कि जब तक मार्केट में 11,600 550 का लेवल होल्ड कर रहा है तब तक मार्केट में पोटेंशियल है कि 12,100 तक का लेवल टेस्ट कर ले. इमीडिएट बेसिस पे जब तक 11,760 का लेवल होल्ड कर रहा है तब तक पॉजिटिव टू रेंज बाउंड बायस है. बाजार में एक सेलेक्टिव हेवीवेट्स काउंटर में ही परफॉर्मेंस देखने को मिलेगा. आने वाले दिनों में बजट, जियोपॉलिटिकल कंसर्न, आईआईपी, कमेंट फ्रॉम फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, ये सारे फैक्टर रहेंगे जो बाजार को ट्रिगर देंगे. क्रूड के प्राइसेस, क्रूड में स्टेबिलिटी, डॉलर में स्टेबिलिटी, ये सारे फैक्टर बाजार को इफेक्ट करेंगे. बट व्हाट वी बिलीव कि मार्केट का ट्रेंड पॉजिटिव है. बट अगेन ट्रेंड पॉजिटिव का मतलब ये नहीं कि सारे स्टॉक यहाँ पे परफॉर्म करते हुए नजर आएंगे. ओनली सेलेक्टिव गुड स्टॉक्स with good fundamental and technical setup are likely to outperform the market with positive alpha. Someone is continuously asking about TCS and Infosys. I already replied. We are positive on the TCS and Wipro and Infosys. TCS is making continuously high top, high bottom. We are continuously recommending the stock from last couple of days. So till it holds above 2150, 2180 kind of level, any decline in buying opportunity, and we are expecting fresh leg of rally which may take it to 2350 kind of level in TCS. Cement counter. This is our first question from the cement. We are positive on the selective cement counter, and I think Ramco Cement and Ultratech Cement are having positive setup. Talking about Ramco Cement, the stock is respecting to its 50-day exponential moving average. The stock is having support near to 755, 760, while on upside, it has potential to move towards 835, 840. We are positive on the Ultratech as well. However, we have seen some decline in last 2 weeks because of the comment of the Gadkari regarding to the cement prices. But overall setup is positive till it holds above 4,300. Slow and steady, the stock is potential to head towards 4,800 to 5,000 kind of level. One can also look at the Grasim. Here we are expecting a move towards 950, 980. So Grasim, Ultratech and Ramco are the counter which may provide the positive price pattern with the surge in the price action for an up move. Queries regarding to Mahindra Logistics, M&M. Again, M&M is making lower top, lower bottom. Better to avoid. If someone has to go in the long side, better to go with Maruti on declines. But talking about Mahindra and Mahindra, the stock has support near to 720. If it moves above 675, 630, try to exit the position because it got stuck in a range and follow-up is clearly missable and continuously making lower top, lower bottom. Asian Paint, yes, we are positive on the Asian Paint. However, because of the crude prices, some volatility could be there. But I think most of the FMCG counter are likely to perform. Asian Paint is having positive stance. 1350 is the support, while on upside we are expecting a move towards 1500 levels. Someone asked about Britannia. We have positive to range bound bias. However, in last series, the stock witnessed some selling pressure from higher levels. But again, recovery was also seen. It respected to its support of 2650. So now I think the supports are gradually shifting higher. 2850 is the support, and upside we can head towards 3150 kind of level. So we have comparatively positive to range bound bias in Britannia. Someone may talk about Pidlite, but let the counter witness to us 1200, 10 kind of level. Overall trend is positive, but short-term trend indicates some decline. So wait for a 3 to 4% decline or correction in the Pidlite to accumulate the long positions. People are talking about MCX. MCX has been moving in a range from last 3 to 4 months, and hardly I see any kind of major momentum. So our suggestion is better to avoid or trade in the trading range. 780 is the support, 855 is the range. So continue to trade in a range of 780 to 855. If someone has taken the position, put support stop loss slightly below to 780 levels. AU is small finance, Motherson Sumi's SRF. I'll reply on SRF. We have positive on the SRF. And stock is forming a classical pole and flag pattern. And I think one can add this name in our trading ideas on short-term point of view. The stock is having support near to 2820. Here we are expecting a move towards 3000 to 3050. The stock has seen the strong momentum just 4 weeks back. And after that, it has been consolidating a range from last 13 trading session. So that is forming a classical pole and flag pattern. And because of this price pattern, we are expecting 5 to 6% movement. So SRF, one can look and aid in trading point of view with the mentioned support zone. Motherson Sumi trend is continuously negative. Lower top, lower bottom is clearly visible. But in last 3-4 trading session, we have seen some recovery because the stock has gone into the oversold territory. So if someone is interested to play the bounce, can play 400, 30, 132. But again, those who are looking for positional point of view, better to avoid because medium term or long term trend of the counter is negative. Only the short term bounce could be there, which can be utilized to execute or reduce the long position in the counter. PC Jewelers, better to avoid, no comment on the same, continuously making lower top, lower bottom. Weakness could continue to take it to lower zone. Graphite, again the same reply, better to avoid, not expecting major relief in the counter. However, we have seen some recovery in last 2-3 weeks, but problem is follow-up is missing. Till it remains below 460, overall trend could remain under pressure. Stock has potential to even go to us 400 or even the lower levels. People are talking about algorithmic trading platform. Yes, they are providing many algos. We have one product called TGS, which provides the intraday signals and buy-sell ideas. We are having 3 kind of setup: intraday, swing, and positional trade. So one can contact to concerned advisor to get the subscription of TGS. Apart from that, we have one product that is called Option Express. So we are using some algos and by default formulas. Whenever we get signal, we provide the trading ideas. So this Option Express has delivered good return in last 3-4 months, and accuracy is more than 70-75% with handsome return. And this is only about stock option buying. So algorithm is nothing. It's all about a platform where we can put some formula and logic, and it will provide us the output based on our given logic. So we have 2 legs algos, we have 3 legs algo, which can be utilized to initiate the bull call spread or 2-leg, 3-leg call leader spread and all. So this is mainly usable those who are the swing trader or the intraday trader, and mainly those who are doing good good quantity in options trading. So algo is nothing, it's just a trading execution platform, and already we have technical algos called from TGS, and we have Option Express, and 2-leg, 3-leg algos can be utilized for the options spread trading. BPCL, HPCL already guys have replied. We have positive bias. However, volatility could be there because of the crude, but overall trading setup is positive to range bound. Talking about HPCL, slow and steady, I think up move could be, talking about HPCL, slow and steady movement could be seen towards 325, 330. Support comes near to 295, 300 levels. We have positive on the HDFC Limited, already have replied. I think I should not repeat the same question and queries. HDFC Limited has potential to head towards higher zone. We have positive on HDFC Limited and HDFC Bank. And again, I'll repeat, in In finance, we have more positive view on Bajaj Finance and HDFC Limited. Yeah, someone asked about any stop loss in option express call. Whatever premium we are buying, we believe that is, see, this is all about the algo system. So we are just getting an entry system. We don't get exit system at the time of entry. So whenever we get change in the signal, we provide exit in the trading ideas. So as of now, whatever the premium we believe that is the maximum risk. So keep that in mind. And whenever we feel change in the signal, we provide the exit trade in the option express call as well. Nifty target by 2019. I think already we have discussed about many targets. Even from 10,100, in fact from 11,300, just one day prior to election exit poll, we came out with a report that we are expecting move towards 11,700, 12,000 already market rallied. So now till it holds above 11,600, 550, we are expecting a positional target was 12,500 to 12,750 if someone is looking for 6 months to 1 year, 2 year point of view. Yes, already I've replied on automatic trading platform. I replied about Option Express. I replied on TGS. Asian Paint, guys, positive to range bound bias. FMCG stocks are likely to do well. However, some volatility could be there because of the crude, but overall trend setup is positive range bound. IDFC first. My suggestion is the better to avoid or try to accumulate if it comes near to 40, 39 level, because 39 to 40 is the major support, but only problem is the stock is turned from the same zone 3 to 4 times in last 4 to 5 months. But whenever it moves high again, it comes back to 40 level. So follow-up buying is clearly missing in this stock. But if someone has to accumulate, try to look at 39 to 40 zone for trading this counter. Talking about MGL, we have positive view in only Reliance Industry. We have more positive view on IGL. Talking about IGL, the stock has support near to 320 levels, while on upside it can head to us 360. So we have more positive bias on IGL compared to MGL. But again, talking about trading levels, from last 5 weeks, this stock is finding support near to 835, 840. So keep this support in mind for an up move to us around 950 levels. So positive to range bound bias in MGL, but positive bias in IGL. I think we have taken so many questions. I have replied the Nifty outlook, Bank Nifty outlook. I have discussed about the option setup. Also replied about algos and all. Yeah, Reliance 1300 is the support, and if manages to hold 1300, we may see an up move towards 1375, 1380. Bank of Baroda only positive to range bound bias. We have more positive on SBI with support of 333. Bank of Baroda, it witnessed strong momentum just 3-4 weeks, but momentum is fizzling out. If someone has to take, try to accumulate if it comes near to 115, 112. But frankly speaking, we are having more positive setup in State Bank of India, followed by your Indian Bank or Bank of Baroda. Bharat Forge already I replied. 445 is the major support, but small bounce could be seen. Overall trend is negative, better to avoid. I already replied on Sterlite Tech. Sterlite Tech can see some recovery, but here setup is negative. Try to reduce the position, exit from the counter. Thank you guys. That's all from this con call. We have discussed on technical market outlook. I think it's going to be very helpful for you guys. And theme of the month or next couple of weeks likely to be buzzard, stability in the crude and USD INR till Nifty holds above 11,761 on immediate basis. Continue to be with positive to range bound bias till Nifty holds above 11,600, 550. Continue to be with bullish bias and hope for move towards 12,250. Stock specific action is likely to be in the market, and avoid to go for bottom facing counter, especially those who are continuously falling down. The rule of the market is be with the strength when you are in the trading of the market. Thanks, have a great time. And I think this market outlook is going to benefit you to take your trading as well as the investment idea. Thanks, have a great time.